Ultamize. The biggest mistake most people make with goal setting is not that their goals are too small. It's not that their goals are too big. It's not even that their goals are unrealistic. The biggest mistake is that they choose goals without thinking strategically first. They grab a goal because it sounds good. They grab a goal because someone else praised it. They grab a goal because their parents wanted it. They grab a goal because their industry rewards it. They grab a goal because someone on LinkedIn posted a picture of themselves on a stage, in an airport lounge, holding a book, standing next to a palm tree, looking as if they personally solved capitalism. And suddenly the brain says, yeah, that's what I want. But that isn't strategy. That's imitation with better lighting. Goal setting is not simply asking, what do I want? That's a start, but it's not enough. A 5-year-old can answer, what do I want? Well, that's candy, a puppy, a dinosaur, a private jet with a soft serve ice cream machine. The adult version is not always much more sophisticated. I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I want to be successful. I want to be respected. I want to have freedom. I want to build a business. I want to be in better shape. Those may be perfectly legitimate desires, but they're not yet strategic goals. They're just raw material. They're emotional signals. They're clues. They're not finished decisions. A real goal has to survive deeper questioning. Why this goal? Why now? What will it cost? What will it crowd out? Whose approval am I really chasing? What would I still want if nobody ever clapped for it? What would I still want if I couldn't post it, announce it, frame it, monetize it, or casually mention it at dinner? That's where strategic goal setting begins. And I want to make a clear distinction right now. This is not primarily about accomplishing goals. That's important, of course. Once you choose a goal, you need habits, systems, follow through, repetition, reminders, accountability, and all the rest. But before any of that matters, you need to know whether the goal deserves your life. Because there's nothing impressive about becoming highly disciplined in pursuit of the wrong target. That's not success. That's efficient self betrayal. And I say that with love. I've spent decades working with professionals, executives, entrepreneurs, experts, and ambitious people all over the globe. And what I've seen again and again is that smart people can work really hard toward goals that they never really chose. They chose the promotion because it was the next rung. They chose the business because someone told them scale was the point. They chose the bigger audience because bigger sounded better. They chose the bigger house, the bigger title, the bigger team, the bigger calendar, the bigger stress level. And then one day they look around and think, wait a minute, I got what I was chasing. Why does this not feel like the life I wanted? That's the danger. Sometimes a bigger danger than failure. The danger is succeeding at a goal that was never strategically examined. A bad goal doesn't always look bad from the outside. In fact, many bad goals look fantastic from the outside. That's what makes them so dangerous. A goal can be impressive and still be wrong for you. A goal can make you money and still make your life worse. A goal can bring status and still drain your freedom. A goal can please your parents, your clients, your industry, your followers, and your peers while quietly making you feel less like yourself. That's why goal setting requires strategy. You're not just choosing an outcome, you're choosing a direction for your attention. You're choosing what problems you're willing to have. You're choosing what trade offs you're willing to accept. You're choosing what kind of calendar you'll live inside. You are choosing what kind of person your habits will train you to become. That's much bigger than writing down, make more money on a piece of paper. Now, nothing wrong with making more money. I'm a fan of that. I've never once had a student tell me, TJ, my life was ruined because my bank account suddenly became too sturdy. But money by itself is not a strategy. Success by itself is not a strategy. Growth by itself, not a strategy. Even freedom by itself is not a strategy unless you define what kind of freedom you actually mean. Is it freedom from a boss, freedom from financial pressure, freedom to travel, freedom to create, freedom to spend afternoons with your family, freedom to work alone, freedom to lead a giant organization? Those are not the same goals. And if you don't define them clearly, you can accidentally pursue one while destroying another. So before you ask, how do I reach my goals? Ask a better question. Which goals are truly worthy of my life? Now, it sounds dramatic. Good. It should, because your goals are not little decorations you hang on the wall of your mind. Your goals become instructions. They tell your brain what to notice. They tell your calendar what to protect. They tell your body what stress to tolerate. They tell your relationships what gets priority. They tell your business what to build. They tell your identity what to become. That's why careless goal setting is so expensive. Not because you might fail, but because you might succeed. And success at the wrong goal can consume years of your life. So the starting point here is simple. Slow down. Think strategically. Don't ask only what sounds good. Ask what fits. Ask what matters. Ask what deserves your best energy. Ask what kind of life this goal creates if you actually get it. Because the goal is not to chase harder, the goal is to choose better.